drama. That's true story what you said, and that's really why I would say I've been kind of fortunate to be real with you, because I had a lot of, you know what I'm saying, I think I had a lot of good older homies, you know what I'm saying, that I came up under, you know what I'm saying, that I take heed to what y'all say. I'm 32 years old. I'm a grown ass man, homie. Like, I handle my business, but at the same time, I still respect my hires, though, homie. You know what I'm saying? I respect my hires, you know what I'm saying, to the fullest. And that's something that a lot of these youngsters, they don't got, drama, even in North. Back in North. And just to be real with you, just the homies that's on this call or that was on Code Red, from Red Rum to Drama to Madd Ronald, like, I've been in all y'all presence, homie. All y'all been to my city. Y'all all been in my city, so y'all know, you know what I'm saying, how it's going down in North. And they don't got that in North. These little youngsters don't got their big homies out here no more. All these big homies out here, these niggas is locked up or these niggas is dead. And they got these little niggas 15, 16, 17. You got a nigga that's 17 years old that's the fucking G of the hood. Like, this is the kind of shit that's going on. Like, what the hell can this little nigga teach these niggas, bro?
30-year-old man.
Yeah, but what can he teach these dudes? Like, what can he really teach them? What can he really teach them? He learning his damn self. So that's really something that I just feel like a lot of these older homies, they not really present to really lay no game down. And that's one of the things I would say that's one of the biggest differences from the East Coast and the West Coast. There's a lot of differences, but if I had to put my hand on one of the biggest ones, and I'm going to tell you that at least on the West Coast, whether a big homie pushing a nasty line or he pushing something positive, they got them generations of older homies above them that they can get some game from. Niggas don't got that shit out here on the East Coast, blood. Niggas just don't got that. You got a homie that's 19 years old and he running the show. He ain't got no doubles. He ain't got no homies that's 30 and 40 years old that's been in that same neighborhood for 30 fucking years that can lay no game down on him. And that's a problem right there.
Jerry, remember, you just said it. When I left the West Coast, when I left Seattle to go to the East Coast, and I'm from LC out of Compton, who go up to Seattle, it's also called Valley Hill Piru. I'm on the East Coast. It was nobody there. I'm by myself. You feel me? And then I ran to other niggas, Luke from Neighborhood Team, Puppet from Madd Ronald, from Fruitel that was with us, real good, from Fruitel, you know, people like that. Smokey from Bounty Hunter, then we came together, and they came in years later. But the key point was, there was no one you could hit up and chop it up with. You know what I mean? But with that being said, hold on. I'm gonna bring in Madd Ronald real quick. So you just spoke his name, and that's a homie back in the day who's doing big things. Madd Ronald, 323-370. Please tell my listeners who you are, where you from, and what you do. You know what I mean?
Good evening, gentlemen. Everybody there, Jawi, Mack Drama, CJ Mack, IU, Red Rum. I'm OG Madd Ronald. I'm from West Side Rolling 20 N.Y.Bloods in the West Adams District of Los Angeles, California. And it's interesting because the Code Red DVD to me, it was about education and information because, you know, like me, I'm 46 years old, man. I've been a blood for damn near 40 years, homie. I was a blood at 8 years old, man. I grew up under the OGs and grew up in so many different eras and seen so many different things. I've seen the levels of self-destruction that was inflicted upon the younger generation just by the OGs making it cool for us to go to prison. Because the OG homies will tell us, you know, hey, man, you know, we eating spreads in the pen. We taking pictures. They taking pictures. And this was some shit that we followed. But we didn't realize we were miseducated and misled, but nobody knew any better at that time. To where now we have OGs that have ended in places understand there's nothing there, and that shit is bullshit. To where now it's all about we have the opportunity to be able to teach our young homies to be men. The greatest thing in Los Angeles that came after the 1992 riots was gang intervention. Now, like I myself personally, as a blood, right, I never denounced myself as a blood. And I've been that all my life, and I'll be that to the day I die. But I do denounce being a criminal. I do denounce being a terrorist. And I say that because, now, I was in the game for a long time selling drugs. Y'all, we would tell you, when he came to Los Angeles and saw me, and he came to my spot back in about 10 years ago. Y'all, we walked in the room, and I had a fucking table full of cocaine, finna go do my business.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ron, I was about to get the hell up out of there, too, blood.
I said,
hell no.
And this is the thing about that. I went to prison. I've been to prison 5 times. I've done probably anywhere from 10 to 12 years in the California State Prison System. I've been all over California in prisons from Northern California to Southern California. I've seen so much. My first time in prison was like 27 years ago. The thing about that I've realized is I always thought because of my affiliation that I was victimized by the law. But I never realized it was because of the choices that I made. Mm-hmm. I chose to be a criminal. I chose to be a drug dealer. So through that choice, there were consequences to be paid. You know, hold on 1 second. Hey, everybody, while he's talking, you listen to hit the mute button. I'm hearing background noises. I mean, we all got kids and everything. So can y'all be so kind and just hit the mute button and listen, and then unmute when you need to talk. I'm not muting no one on the board because y'all got a lot to say. But while you're listening, just hit your phone mute button, please. Thanks. Go ahead, Evan. Okay. I was saying that I myself chose to play a game that there was consequences to. My life as a drug dealer, there was consequences, and I had to pay that by going to prison. My life as a gang member, there were consequences. And those consequences, I've been shot, man, I've been stabbed, I've been beat. Shit, both my front teeth are chipped right now from gang-related incidents. You know, as I grew older, I came to understand that all of this was self-inflicted because I chose this. You know, and as I've grown older, I understand now that just because I'm a blood, I'm like anybody else in L.A. Anybody that comes to Los Angeles will tell you they are just who they are from where they are from. What we are, we're the same we're the same as an insurgent that might live in Iraq or Afghanistan, what they call an insurgent. The only reason they use the word insurgent is simply because of the fact that that is an unorthodox combatant force. That's the only reason. There's no government and there's no flag. There's no politics to back them up. There's no Geneva Convention to recognize them. That is why when the United States military went into Iraq, they were trained by the Los Angeles Police Department. When the medics that were going over there to Iraq, before they went, they were trained in places like Los Angeles County General Hospital because of the high level of gunshots that come through that emergency room on a regular basis. Now, the key objective to that is that state of mind that we carry is the same state of mind that anybody in any war-torn area would carry. Because in Los Angeles, see, even though we speak of gang-banging and gang-life, this is the difference between anywhere else in Los Angeles. In L.A., when I grew up, I was a blood in the mid-70s. You know what I mean? I was a little kid running behind my big brothers. The thing about this is interesting. This is an interesting fact. I can remember gang activity, gang violence. It might have happened 3, 4, 5 times a day, every day. Might have been went on for 3, 4 years without a break. They come at us, we go at them. They come at us, we go at them. It's a stealth reaction that goes back and forth. And the thing about that is that, see, when other people, when they talk about gangbanging in other places, they have no understanding that in Los Angeles, we are able to militarize entire communities against each other. And that's something that made it so powerful. See, as I've grown older, I always say now that we didn't realize what our true power was back then.
Madd Ronald,
yes, sir.
1 second. Hey, homie, everybody, people are texting me, DMing me. I see you guys on the queue. Everyone will be able to speak. Trust me. But a lot of information is being given, so be patient. Okay? Trust me, on me. I mean it. I'm sorry, homie. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that, you know, it's like under the conditions that we grew up under, see, people have to have, first of all, an understanding that to be, now I'm not going to say a blood only, but to be a blood equipped to any other member of a gang in Los Angeles, you first and foremost have to live under those conditions and be of that state of mind, not that membership. Because to be under that state of mind means to constantly be in the conditions that would give you post-traumatic stress disorder. Because when you walk on your porch, you're looking at everybody. You're looking at every car. You're looking at who's coming around the corner. When I was a kid, man, I could sit on my porch, and it wasn't uncommon for a motherfucker to run up on my house and open fire. You know, this is the way we live. It wasn't uncommon for us to retaliate the same way. But the greatest thing in the world now is that in Los Angeles we have what we call gang intervention. We got programs with Bloods and Crips working together to make things better in the community. I myself personally, in 2009, I was at the table with the worst adversary to the 20s. I was at the table with the 30s. And, you know, we all came to the table and we all had respect for that was so beautiful about it is, we sit there at the table and we recognize how alike we all are. The only difference between us is you live south of Jefferson, I live north of Jefferson. But as we evolve as men, like I say, as me myself, as a blood, I tell everybody, I talk to my young homies, and I tell my young homies like this: I am still a Rolling 20 member. I'm still active, but I'm not active in a destructive way. I'm constructively active among them. I am one that if you have problems at home, you can call me. If you're looking for a job, if you need some help, you get something done constructively, I'm the person that's there to assist you. Because all you might have is your name and affiliation. When I grew up, some people didn't have families. Some people ran away from home. Some people came from fucked up families. Some people were abused. I got 3 brothers. So some people adopted us and attached themselves to us because we were the closest thing that they had. We attached the neighborhood. We was attached to the neighborhood because we lived there, and the politics of the community was what it was that affected the way that we live and created the conditions we lived under. So the thing about that is some people, all they have is their affiliations and attachments to the community. Exactly. That's why we have people that move out and go to wherever in L.A. people, everybody goes to Lancaster, Palmdale, San Bernardino, Rio Valley, but they come back to the hood because the hood, they have that love for the hood because that might have been the surrogate family that they had and the only thing that they had when they was catching hell growing up. The only people they had to talk to. I remember when I was 2003, I think it was, when my father died, and me and my homies were sitting around talking. And one of my homeboys told me, he said, man, the closest thing I've ever had to a family is y'all. I spend more time here with y'all than I spend with my real family. And this was a true thing because I remember we all sit around and we eat together. We do whatever we did together because we were a family among ourselves. So now as we've grown older and we progress in life, the thing about it now is that we got a younger generation coming up where now you don't have to be a part of that community to be a part of that gang. They'll recruit a motherfucker to come from anywhere and everywhere to be a part of the game for numbers. But that person might not have that same love for that community that those had that came up and grew up there. Like I said, I've been a part of my community, man, for 38 years. I'm talking about I'm an official member that long. And the thing about me being a member for that long is that I realized that I got a bond with, and I'm attached to my community. I love my community. I love my hood. I love my home for it. But I refuse to be a part of the negativity and the genocide. I refuse to inflict that harm and that danger on other black people. Because, see, like I said earlier, I'm not a criminal, I'm not a terrorist. See, as a criminal, I chose to commit crime. As a terrorist, I chose to inflict terrorism on other black people. And I choose not to do that. I choose to reclaim my own life and be a man. I have a black son. My son is 23 years old. And my son, one thing I can honestly say, and I'm happy he didn't follow my path in life. I've been in and out the prisons. I always told him to use my life as what not to do. And as a man, it's every black man that has a son, if you grew up gangbanging like when I did, I thought my son didn't have a future because I thought we were all doomed. Because I know people that grew up and lived, and they grew up in the hood, born in the hood, lived in the hood, had parents from the hood, relatives, brothers, or whoever, that died. Maybe 3 or 4 people with one family. And this person will grow up, and all they got in their mind is that animosity to kill the adversaries that might have killed that person. And this is all they've ever known all their lives, all they've ever felt. To where, in what other place can you even think of gangbanging on this level? You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, as we grow and prosper and we become men, we get to understand, everybody took losses. And within all this, as a black race, we got to learn to be that. Because as we inflict this harm and this danger on each other, as we hurt each other, we ain't doing nothing but fucking up a whole generation. Killing one black man is killing a whole generation of black people.